Well, good evening, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this August the 16th, 2025. I hope everybody had a great Saturday out there so far. Everybody has a great Saturday evening. I hope everybody continue to stay safe and well and also enjoy the weather because the only weather you got. Okay, in tonight's video, we're going to be taking a look at Major Hurricane Erin, located just north of Puerto Rico here, northeastern areas. You can see it continue to push on off to the kind of westward. If you can look kind of closely, look like you can see a little bit of an eyeball system here and kind of a smiley face. Kind of the storm look like it's got a little bit of like a face in it almost. You can see it just a little bit there. But this is Major Hurricane Erin. Like I say, here's Puerto Rico, get some activity. Northern portion of Leeward Island got some activity. You guys in the Dominican Republic, also portions of Haiti may get a little bit of activity. Even portions of the Bahamas up here as well may get in on some of the activity from Major Hurricane Erin. Alright, you can see we got some more activity behind it. The National Hurricane Center has highlighted another area behind this one here. It looks like it may become our next tropical storm after this one, and maybe a hurricane as well. So I will talk about that toward the end of the video also. You can see here's a system up here in the north central tropical Atlantic, continue to pull away from the region. The Caribbean Sea looks pretty quiet with just a few scattered showers in the central portion of the Caribbean Sea. Got a little bit up here in the Gulf. Also we got more scattered activity over South America, Central America, toward the Mexican coastal areas here. You can see activity there. I think this is a tropical system here, pushing on off toward the Hawaiian chain island, and we got another little system here, trying to get his act together off the Mexican coast. We'll continue to monitor that as well. Alright, we got more scattered activity over Mexico into Texas, all the way up toward the Four Corners region, all the way up toward the Pacific Northwest, toward Washington, Oregon State, over toward the Dakotas, down toward North Texas, Southeast Texas, Louisiana. Even got activity down here across southern South Carolina to southeast Georgia, northern Florida, off of a little system there. Got another system here with the Great Lakes region that will continue to push on off to the east, may affect the portions of Maine all the way down toward the West Virginia regions, coming up later on down the road. And that's pretty much it. But here is Hurricane Erin, right here near the northern Leeward Islands, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and also Puerto Rico. Alright, let's take a look at the forecast cone from the National Hurricane Center. This is their current cone, 5 p.m. advisory. You can see there's the tropical storm force winds in yellow. Right behind the X here, this is the hurricane winds. It's located near latitude 20.0 north, longitude 64.0 west. Maximum sustained winds are 160 miles an hour. That's why it's a Category 5 hurricane on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale, and movement is to the west at 15 miles an hour. And right now it's a major hurricane with winds greater than 110 miles per hour. Alright, we're looking at major hurricane conditions all the way to Wednesday at 2 p.m. and even 2 p.m. Thursday afternoon as well, as it continues to race on off into the north central tropical Atlantic. Here in Bermuda, you're probably going to get some good, maybe some activity off of this system. Expect beach erosion along the coastal areas of the east coast here. Rip currents will be life-threatening, so they're probably going to make sure nobody do not enter the water during that time period, because things will get messy. Beach erosion, lots of that possibly from Florida all the way to the Maine coast. Also, like I say, rip current risk. Some very, very high waves, maybe 6 to maybe 10 foot waves possible in some areas. Maybe up here in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. So get ready for some high waves to move in that vicinity. Alright, now let's take a look at the Spaghettio models from this system here. You can see here's the current position of the storm. You can see there's the northern Leeward Island, the Virgin Islands, there's Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Haiti, and then there's the Bahamas, southern Bahamas, like the Turks and Caicos Islands, all the way up to the northern Bahamas. You can see the system goes up in here, Since it's a big storm, you will get impacted. Also, like I said, we got tropical storm watches down here as well. They should become warnings. May spread more to the north of the Bahamas as well. May spread some tropical storm watches and warnings for you guys as well. But you can see most of the models right now currently just keeps it well off the east coast. Here's Bermuda, even well west of it, kind of between the U.S. and Bermuda, and it continues on off towards St. John's Island. This is it here. Here's Nova Scotia. Here's the northeastern U.S. So you might get impacted there as well. So, all right. Now let's take a look at the intensity guidance of the system. Right now currently has about 140 knot winds, equal to 160 miles per hour. Those winds looks to be dropping off some to a category 4 through at least about 84 to 96 hours out, then becoming a tropical storm sometime about 168 hours out or a little further. So get ready for a long track in tropical storm Erin to continue as it continues heads towards the U.S. mainland, but should take that turn before it gets here. Alrighty, so if you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe. Also like these videos, share these videos, and let's continue getting the show on the road here, folks. Alright, you can see we got some flash flooding and heavy rain over portion of Wisconsin to Iowa to Minnesota to eastern North and South Dakota. Then we got thunderstorms and showers from California to Montana to Utah to the Dakotas to North Texas, Mexico, northern Mexico, New Mexico, Arizona. Also got some shower activity out west over Washington State, northern Idaho. Then more thunderstorms and showers from East Texas to Arkansas to Lake Superior, Michigan region, all the way to Maine to the Carolinas, down to the Florida Keys. So expect a few showers and storms in this vicinity here. And here is Hurricane Erin, located just east of the Bahamas. Here's that little tropical wave that has about 10% chance of development over the next 2 days and 7 days. We'll talk about that toward the end of the video as well. Otherwise, expect dry high pressure to remain in charge of your local forecast area for your Sunday. Alright, here's your Monday outlook. We got some shower activity up across portions of New York State, northeast Pennsylvania. Then we got thunderstorms and showers over here in Washington, Oregon State to Montana. A little bit of shower activity over portions of western Washington State, and more thunderstorms and showers through eastern Montana, through the Dakotas, down to Texas, New Mexico, Colorado, all the way over toward Lake Superior, Lake Erin, Wisconsin, Michigan, over toward Pennsylvania, to the Carolinas, Alabama, Florida, Florida Keys, all the way back to East Texas and Louisiana. And here is Hurricane Erin, continue to track to the west-northwest. Otherwise, expect dry high pressure to remain in charge of your local forecast area for your Monday. Alright, let's move on to the current watches, warning, advisory map you're locating across the nation. Alright, you can see we got some flood watches up here in portions of southern Wisconsin, also portions of Idaho, and also into portions of Oregon State. Red flag warnings there as well in portions of Idaho. Special weather statements up here in Montana, stretching down into areas of Wyoming. Again, got some heat advisories for portions of southeast and South Dakota, all the way to eastern Nebraska, eastern Kansas, all the Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, portions of Florida Panhandle, western Alabama, Mississippi, West Texas, also portions of Kentucky, also southern Ohio, also portions of West Virginia, Illinois, Missouri, all you guys in heat advisories. You can see the hurricane warnings, tropical storm warnings in the Atlantic tropical waters, small craft advisory from Southern California to the Central California coast, Southern Hawaiian chain islands as well, to the central areas. North look good. Also portions of the Alaska region as well. Alright, let's move on to the Storm Prediction Center outlook. This is for your Sunday. You can see we got marginal risk up here for portion of Maine, stretching down into West Virginia to portion of Pennsylvania. Then again from Montana to Nebraska, all the way over to areas of Minnesota, and also in Iowa. Then we got general thunderstorms elsewhere in the lighter green areas from Florida to North Dakota to California to portion of Maine, all the way down to portion of the Atlanta metro area as well. Tornado probability is going to look like this: 2% up here in South Dakota and portion of northern Iowa and Minnesota. Damaging wind look like this: 5%. And the large hail looks like this as well, Montana over to portion of Minnesota. Alright, let's move on to day number 3. And it's going to look something like this. We got a marginal risk from Great Falls, Montana to McCook areas of Nebraska, the far east of Green Bay, Chicago, Milwaukee. Then we got general thunderstorm for portions of Charleston, West Virginia to Columbia, South Carolina to Florida Keys to Texas to New Mexico, all the way back up to Montana. Also up here around the Great Lakes region, portion of northern Michigan and central and western Michigan as well. Probability look like this: 5% from Montana to portion of Wisconsin and Illinois. Alright, let's move on to the tropics. And we're going to show you these areas of what we're watching. Alright, here's Hurricane Erin, located right here, just northeast of Puerto Rico, north of the Virgin U.S. Islands, pretty close. This system still has a chance of getting pretty close to the east coast of the U.S., so I would not rule it out. Still, we're going to continue to monitor this system. Here's that 10% chance of development here off the southeast coast. You can see it, just an area of low pressure located off the North Carolina coast. It couldn't have some possible development over the next day or so when it moves over the Gulf Stream. So we'll have to continue to monitor that. And here's that other system the National Hurricane Center is watching. It is located over the central tropical Atlantic, moving off the African coast. An area of low pressure could form over the central tropical Atlantic during the next middle to latter portions of next week from a westward moving tropical wave. Some subsequent development could occur as the system moves west to west-northwestward at around 15 miles per hour. 0% over the next 2 days, 20% over the next 7 days. The number will increase. This looks like will become Fernando after Erin moves through. So this one here could affect the U.S. the one behind Erin. We will continue to monitor. I will be every step of the way to make sure the system and progress whichever way it moves. And I will continue to give you updates. Make sure you subscribe if you have not. Like these videos, share these videos, and we'll catch you back in the next one. So have a wonderful Saturday evening, folks. Take care and also enjoy the weather, because it's the only weather you got.